70, 70, 70, 70, and 70, and selling at 70. 70 shoulder, the old friend, PG Swinney, 70.
Well, trying to keep you a space for me for the rally anyway.
It's running over 4 full days, starting on Thursday the 21st of May and going through to Sunday the 24th of May. Funds raised are for the local Donegal office, MCC or flaggers during the public collection. Please throw in a few euro, you know, every little helps. Many thanks for your time. of over 500 kilometres. It's running over 4 full days, starting on Thursday the 21st of May and going through to Sunday the 24th of May.
tractors or the newer ones?
The older ones.
Some difference in them. Every one of them, 100 grand more.
More. Aye.
Right, folks, this time on, get a big round of applause here. They've travelled the whole way from County Kerry. Come on, get a big round of applause. They're doing a tour of the village to get here. First stand there is Kerry's McClurkin driving that first tractor there. He's the local undertaker up beside us in Convoy. Get a big round of applause there, the all the gang there. Come on. Hip hop! Hip hop! Hip hop! Hip hop! I want to see you sing it. Come on, clap the hands. Here we go. Come on, clap the hands. I get inside the river, but I'm a believer. God's hand will never pass you
Come here.
But the man's pulling the lorry up there, everybody wants to come and see the man pulling the lorry up here up the street.
All done, right on there, all finished, the whole night, 1 bale of heavy cut posts and mahogany, fine molds, and 1 bale of heavy cut posts. And you will take people fence before you get that there, the post is there, At 60, 60, 60, cinnamon 60, need more here now. 60, 60, at 60, 60, at cinnamon 60, 60, cinnamon 60, going once, twice, all done, sound, all over now. At 60, cinnamon 60, at 60, on Bailey, agri contractor, 60. A socket set from Axis Plant and Spares, Leonard Kerry. Single socket set, that's lot number 15. Yeah, socket set from Axis Plant and Spares, what do we value socket set at? Get away 200. Yeah, 200, valued at 120, what about 120 then? 120 from the socket set, 120, 100 starts up. 100 of them getting here, 120, 20, 40, 60, 60, 60, 160, 60, 80, 180, 200 now, 200, 220, 40, 60, 260, it's made in Taiwan, 280, 280, no, best of socket set, at 280. 80, Buds here, my left now, 280. Are we all done? Sound the socket set now, 280. Final buds, 280. All done, all over, sound now, at 280. Tubes, from J.J. McGreal and Sons Balncraft. Hugh McMonagall, good man, Hugh. Happy days in your socket set. Right again here, watch for that. Graze, the sound graze now. Box of graze tubes. 5 to 50 to start, 50 I've got it, 50, a little bit of 50 there for the grease tubes now, 50, 60, 70, 70, that's 70, 80, a hot sawn over here, he's really getting burnt, he says, 90, keep the hair on there with you. Callahan, McCutcheon Callahan. 10 bags of hardwood from Alan Robb. 10 bags of hardwood logs from Alan Robb. Much will about them. 150. We're valued at 160. We'll start at 150. Surely for the rock logs. 150. Where's the 100? 100. 80 then. 80 for the logs. 80. You're going to keep wiring going up there now. 80 for the bags of logs there. 80. Only half the value there now. 80. Bargain of the day so far. 100. 120, 20, 40, 140, 40. Can't take her to the rods and blue, you may as well keep her warm at 140, 40, 140, 40. Sound here, that's my left back, at 140, 40, and sound at 140. Old friend John Black Convoy, 140. Now, Sunday lunch for 4 people in Keys Hotel. Sunday lunch for 4 people in Keys Hotel. Rich spot, what's for here now again there, what about 3? 250, 200 for Sunday lunch for 4, 200, 150, 100 there. 100 here, 100 about 20, put a bit 20 at 120, go to Keys Hotel for 4 for lunch at 120, 20, put a bit 20, you come to Union, 120, 40, 60, 60, the price tag got for you for this year for heifers and we'll be far more, 160, 60. Over here, 4 dinners in Keys Hotel at 160, 60, 80, 180, I'll go with you if you're stuck.
Can I get enough people to think, oh, we're all going with you, 1 minute, and this lady's going to come too at 1 minute, last chance to get in here now at 100, all done, sell at 180, Ian McClintock, 180. Right, €100 voucher for the Harbour Restaurant in Donegal Town, and its sponsor is Kerry Transport and Ballantrae. So that's €100 voucher from the Harbour in Donegal Town this time. What about 100 to get started? 100 a bed, 100 a bed, 100 a bed, 20 for the Harbour in Donegal Town at 120, 20 a fine spot there at 120, 40 nearly out the back. First ladies man of the day at 140, 40, a bit of 40 at 140, and 140, going once, 140 out the back now, going twice. At 140. Surely somebody else come on there now. 140, 40, a bit of 40. All done and selling at 140. Here's one the head away at the back here. You'll be in the end now. 10 here, size 10. And a hoodie and a hat, all bloodstone. Hoodie, hat and boots, all from Fane Valley, from the valley. There he is, that'll kick you out for the rally again. Much for here now, much for that there. 300, 100 and here straight away. 100 a bit 20, 120, 40, 60, 80, here a bit 2, 300 a bit, 200 a bit, there's 200. Two is in here, you can go bit each. 300 a bit, 200, 300 a bit, 200 a bit, 200 a bit, 200 a bit, 300 a bit, 220, size 10 John, aye, no. Size 8. I'll push you in the front one. 220, 40, 40, what about 40, 240 is here, 60, 260, 60, 260 for the boots, the coat and all with it at 260, it's over to my left and sell, final bids, the Blumstone boots, at 260, 2 rolls and sheet wire, watch over here again, there one of that, 300, 250 for the sheet wire, what about 200, 150, 100 start them up, 100 bed, 100 there, 100 2 rolls of sheet wire, 120, 40, 60, 160, 82, 2 men here, have a man below you, 200, put it on the ground and look at me, 200 220, 20, teaching up Kenny out of school, 220, 220, anyone else on the road of sheet wire, 220, that's here in my right, working the sale, 220, going once, twice, third and final time, at 220, 20, so you're welcome, 220. Right, a super single lorry tire. Or gallon drum of antifreeze from Agri Letterkenny. Gallon drum of antifreeze from Agri Letterkenny. And what about that in 100, 80 started, 80, 60, 50 somewhere of antifreeze. Come in very useful back again, 50, 40 then, 40, 20 of antifreeze. 20. Anyone at 20? 20 of antifreeze at 20 there. That's 20 to the 20, at 20, 20 to the 20, at 20 and sell at 20 there, at 20 to the 20, all done and all over, final bids in, sell at 20, William, 40 15 W40 and young. 15 W40, yeah, John Donovan 15 at 40 lead, at 40 and sound at 40 and sound, last bids in and sound at 40, Vulcan. A roll of hard wire, Jared Doherty and Sons Letterkenny is lot number 28. A roll of hard wire from Jared Doherty and Sons Gordon. Right again, 100, 80 hard, 60 for the hard wire, 60, 40 then. 40, 40 is put a hand up somewhere, 40, the barbed wire, 40, 20 then, 20, 30, after the 30, 70, 80. Think we run back into the bar there and get more back I can make you. Get me over here on my left, that's Sydney. Last chance, last bids, get a.
I'd like to say a massive thanks to the organisation for bringing us down from Monaghan to do this truck pull. I'm the Blade of Glory. I'm an amputee and I pull trucks around the world for amputees. So I just don't do it for myself. For amputees around the world, and I am very close to get this into the Paralympics in 2032. As I said, I'm the only amputee so far, and we're invited out to LA 2028 to promote amputee truck pulling. So, I'm a 6-time Guinness World Record holder for pulling trucks, vessels, cranes, you name it, I pulled it. So, next Saturday morning in Burton Port, I'm pulling a 200-ton vessel at 11 o'clock. No one, not able-bodied, strong man, has ever done a 200-ton pull. I'm an amputee and I'm going to do a 200-ton ship. Dancing well. Come on, a wee bit of cocktail on the floor there. Well, what do you see is on the floor? Way up in the north, the notes are going there. Fill your mouth and hold me on cheese, please. Are the diamonds ever blown? And sure like the moon, the stars of all that falling head over heels. From a mile in the county of Tyrone. There's little girls and wants to band this pretty and hard to have. This every road line snow. And against it I'll be out of bounds. There's a queen north towns. Little girl from a mile in the county of Tyrone. Oh, she wears her rings and she tells her friends she's gonna marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she done to me, but she wouldn't let me have up her knee. The pretty little girl from up in the county of Tyrone. Here we go. All
was my lucky day. She's been there on a holiday. Little girl from Mona in the county of Tyrone. All she wears her rings and she tells her friends she's going to marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she done to me when nothing gets in the eyes. She lost the baby girl from Mona in the county of Tyrone. My ring tells her friends she's going to marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she done to me when nothing left in the eyes can see. The little girl from Mona in the county of Tyrone. One more. Oh, the little girl from Mona in the county of Tyrone. Here we go with the tumbling paddies this time. I want to see more dancers on the floor. Come on. Come on, Kerry. Come on. I guess I'm a river, but I'm a bit believer. Watch man in life will never pass you by. I get where I'm going, on first there's not knowing. Watch rain, stars, I'm the last to leave the heart. Spend the weekends overthinking, Mondays overthinking, we'll find a better life. Well, I'm trying my best to die. It's just the way I am. Come on, Conley. I learn an honest living on the yarns that I've been given. If only I could see what lies ahead for me. I wake up in the morning, I hear the turkeys crowing. I'll give her all I got, never mind the pipes and shots. Spend the weekends all the drinking, Mondays overthinking, we'll find a better plan. Well, I'm trying my best to die, I'm trying, it's just the way I am. Oh, 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 hey, this man here is good too. And this girl with the glasses here. Spend the weekends over drinking, Mondays overthinking, we'll find a better life. Well, I try my best and I try, it's just the way I am. Oh, 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 just the way I am. 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 Give a big round of applause there, well done.
Knew what it was for, and James couldn't be here to see it, you know, and it was amazing. And I say I have to thank everybody here, you know, for coming out today and welcome us back again from Kerry.
Well, it's grabbed everybody's imagination. I don't think it has been done before. You can tell us about that in a wee second. But how did the idea develop? How did it come up? Or when did you say we're going to do this? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, the idea, Lee, come about, unfortunately, when James took sick last year. it'll be a week on Thursday when James's death has taken place a year ago, and he wanted me down to organise things for him, his funeral and things, what he wanted done. And he says to me, James was a man done so much for charity down over the years, and he says, Terence, when everything done, he says to me, I've one more wee thing to ask you if you do it for me. And I says, James, what's that? If I can, I will. And he says, I had one more charity event to do, but he says, I'll not be able to be here to do it. I says, James, nobody knows that. We'll wait to see what the doctor says and everything. No, I know, he says, I'll not be here. And I says, James, now, you know myself, I'm not interested in motorbikes. But I said, what I will do, the family tractor is the white Davy Brown 780, sitting over there at the front of the pub. I said, James, I'm doing her up. He knew I was doing the tractor up. And I says, I'll do a tractor run. But I says, a tractor run with a wee bit of difference. I'll start from Ballyhaig, but from his front door in Ballyhaig, we started on Thursday morning, and we'll come back to his village in Church Hill here in Donegal, where his heart lay in this town.
And what do you think, James, now looking down on us today in blue skies, we were blessed with the weather and the big turnout we have, what would you think he'd be saying to you now?
He'd be saying, what a crowd, and enjoy yourselves.
Have yourselves a great night. And what's so, that was a tight, you weren't driving no big fancy, them big fancy tractors, with the big bouncy seats and stuff, your arse is bound to be sore at some stage or another.
Yeah, it was. Not too bad now, not too bad. We started off at a nice pace and we carried it up right through, and thankfully we got here safe was the main one. Safety on the roads was the big one. That's why we had to keep the tractors limited from Kerry to Letterkenny, and then when we come to Letterkenny we open it up to everybody. You give everybody a chance to come and show their support.
Because I'm sure when you says the 6 tractors, you would have had quite a few other tractor drivers that would love to be involved from the Kerry trip. But
sorry, the 7 tractors. Sorry, 7. And all we had, the Kerry people joined in when we left Ballyhaig, and they come a bit of the way with us, and then they turn one back down again. And we come on ahead.
So I was chatting to one of the drivers, Raymond, and he says, what are we planning next? And when?
I don't know, I have to think of that one.
you got the taste of it now, you see.
My main goal here today, standing here in Church Hill, it's close to my heart. I was able to carry out James's wish to the very end, and I was determined. I didn't do it all alone now. There are a lot of good people behind me, and Ruth's going to name them after a wee minute here. But I couldn't have done it without my wife Heather behind me. Once I...
Yeah, see that. You're saying the right things now. You're saying the right things, my friend.
And all the tractor drivers had come with me. I mentioned it first to Raymond. I says, Raymond, I'm going to do a tractor run from Kerry to Donegal. And I says, I'm going to do it. I want you to follow me in the van. And we sat down and talked about it. And we started saying, so we'll leave it, and we get a few tractors to come with us. So have a crack. James was always in for the crack, and he loved it. And the day of his funeral in Kerry, he had a Donegal flag, and he got me to put it on the coffin. We'd put it down through the town. He said, "I love the last laugh going through Kerry." So then we had all the flags on the Twitter coming through. Every county we come through with the flag on the Twitter, and Donegal flags flying high.
And what was the response from the public coming up the way from Kerry?
It was amazing. The response we got, and amazing what people give us on the way up. People are standing outside along the road, clapping and cheering, taking photos. It was amazing.
I'm sure now during that run from Kerry to Donegal, there would have been times when your emotions go through your body. Now, there were not a chance maybe you got a bit teary at scenes.
I did. My whole worry when I started at the tractor would finish it. I promised James I would do it on the tractor, and that's my whole worry. The first 2 days I was very, very worried in case anything would happen or that would take a good out of this. But thank God James must be looking down on us. The whole thing went good.
Folks, put your hands together for Terence and all the drivers. And Ruth is in the wings. Sure, behind every good man there's a better woman, is that right? Ruth, I'm going to pass the microphone over to you now. All right, I'll hold it for you.
What can I say? I'm absolutely blown away by the turnout today. the turnout that was in Kerry before we left, I'm just, it's amazing. It's such a beautiful tribute to my brother. He would be absolutely delighted to see this, and I just wish he was here. But anyway, right? James, he was a devoted father, grandfather, or Dano as his grandsons called him. He was so kind, he was a great brother, he helped us out in so many ways. And this is a tribute to him. And I know his legacy will live on in all the people's lives that were made better by his help and kindness.
What did I tell you about that, Jake? Keep that ball over there.
No. But all this would not have been possible without the help of so many people. Firstly, of course, my husband, Terence, who had our old family Davy Brown 780 tractor restored and came up with the idea of the tractor run. And when he said it, I nearly ran. I thought, no way. But anyway, it got underway. We had a fantastic people behind us. We formed a committee, and I can tell you the committee put their hearts and souls into this fundraiser. I would especially like to thank the tractor drivers, Paddy McCauley, Liam McClintock, Lexi Gilfillan, William Peoples, George Bustard, and of course Donkey 626. To our bucket collectors, Sandra Conahan, Debbie McCauley and Elaine McClintock. And not forgetting the most important person on our team, Miss Eva McClintock. She was absolutely brilliant. She worked so hard and never complained. You know. Now, what do you see? To Huey Boyce, the lorry driver, we can't thank him enough for taking the tractors down. And Raymond Holmes as well, he took a tractor down on a trailer for us. And I'd like to thank the Churchill Committee and volunteers. There's so many, I can't name them all, but they have been amazing. But a special thanks to Noel, Pamela and Tanya Russell, who did all the organising here for Churchill, along with Victor Wilkin right now, and in the Clanry, and they did a fantastic job. So thanks very much to them. Now, there was also a committee in Kerry, and they did amazing work. There was Tony Carlin, and Tony also drove a lorry, or a van, from Kerry to here to help us, to show us the roads, and he was just invaluable. And also to Michael Regan and Liam Brophy, who are all here, came up here today to be with us. And there's also friends from the bikers club that they belong to in Kerry came up, so they've gone now again because it was a long day for them. But thanks a million to them, it means the world. And oh, this is a very important one. To our vehicle support managers, they got a title, you know. Who drove the whole way with us from Kerry. Rebecca McClintock, our daughter, she did a fantastic job. Tony Carlin from Kerry, of course. And to Raymond Holmes. He's done that much, I couldn't name it all out. He drove the van, and he had the flashing lights, he had the speakers, he recorded stuff, he put it up on Facebook. He just was amazing, and thank you so much, Raymond. Now, sorry, people to thank you. I'd like to thank Catherine Peoples for organising the draw. She did an amazing job. Thank you, Catherine. And a very special thanks to Johnny Haughey and Lee Gooch for being here and providing the music and the entertainment. I'd like to also thank Jonathan Lucas, the auctioneer. He was brilliant. And of course to Victor Wilkin and Michelle and their team who let us use their car park, their garden, their fields, and also for the tasty burgers that they did for us. Thank you so much. Sorry, this is scribbled down about 10 different pages. Anyway, but I would also like to thank all the tractor drivers who came out today to support us and brought their tractors and their other the vintage cars and everything. Thank you so much. Now there's also another person who's done a huge thing and he's not here at the minute. That's our brother John. John and two of his friends cycled from Mizenhead to Mallinhead in the same days as us and to raise money for cancer as well, for cancer research. He'll be here now after a wee while, but he's never done Mizen to Malin before. And they'll be here shortly. They're absolutely amazing to finish today. What else was to say? Right. Too many pages. Too many pages. Items for the draw and for the auction, right? And helped out. There's people who helped out in so many ways that I can't even name you all, but it's been absolutely amazing. And thank you so much to everybody for their support. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I'm so sorry if I've left somebody out. Please accept my apology. It's just been a long 4 days. Thanks. All right. And like I say, I know James is meant to have a good time and probably a good drink and a bit of crack. Thanks so much, everybody.
It was amazing, and thank you so much. And I want to thank Robert, as known as Donkey. He was amazing. He's a gentleman, and he come on board with us to do all this for us. I don't know where he is. He might be inside having a wee drink. But Robert, if you hear us on there, thank you so much. You're a friend for life, a true friend for life. And all the drivers, I can say, I can't average it enough. The drivers come with me the whole way up the country. They were amazing. Thank you, Lee, and thanks to everybody. Anybody that done anything for us over this weekend and this week, thank you so much. And as Ruth said, we can't name you all, but thank you. You know who you are. Anybody that helped in any way, no matter how little it is, thank you so much. These two worthy causes, Donegal's close to our heart, and Kerry's close to Ruth's and Ruth's family. And from the Russell and McClintock family, thank you so much. Thank you.
3 cheers, hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Folks, I hope you all have raffle tickets. I do believe you do. We're going to do the draw, and we have a big box of tickets somewhere or another with loads of fantastic prizes. I think there's going to be one for everybody in the audience by the looks of things, which is great.
All right, Nancy, so if there's any forward, just give me.
Aye.
We'll do it again for you, it's all right.
Somebody else now, Kerry.